Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me here on Lily Matams TV. I just want to speak about the matters at hand very briefly because I understand that so many people have questions. And I don't even understand that group of diaspora people. There's 3 of them who think they can match our influence on social media with their lies. And thank God for record keeping and for video evidence which shows the truth. All right. So most of you guys have seen that our incoming president, Mundubile, was at the Tonsi Alliance filing in last week, Friday. And he filed in for presidency chairman so that he could lead Tonse, and when he leads Tonse, whoever will be chosen will be the flag bearer of the Tonse Alliance. And this didn't sit in well, especially for some diasporans who think the only way they can destroy Mundubile's image is by lying. So first of all, I would like to state that the family of Edgar Chagwa Lungu is not involved in whatsoever people are trying to portray lies about Mundubile. And certainly none of the family members, not even his daughter Tasila, is involved. So if anybody is trying to say things on behalf of ECL, who is dead, by the way, who is still in a mortuary, I think it's unfair for people to use that kind of route to try to more or less like win sympathy from people, especially when there's a dead man involved who cannot defend himself. If you are doing this and you call yourself, you're part of the Patriotic Front or you're supporting Patriotic Front, then you're not different from HH, because that's what HH always does. HH always talks about Dr. Edgar Chagwa, even in his death. He just, says things to discredit ECL, who is dead, by the way. So why are you competing with a dead man? I always say this to HH. Why are you competing with a dead man? So why are you trying to use a dead man to rally behind your candidate, whom I think it's unfair? All right. So there was a post that was on social media by one of the people who feel they are important and yet they're not even important. And this so-called woman in America who has no influence, no character, by the way, she said, if you dump your own party, delay to pick president, but which has, structures, and then you forces to join with no structures, it's like impregnating your neighbor because your wife failed to get pregnant. This is actually a very disgusting comment from people who say, we want to take over Hakainde Hichilema. If truly you are a woman and you'd like to take over Hakainde Hichilema, and you come up with such statements to say Mundubile is like a man who cannot impregnate his wife but wants to make the wife pregnant, I think that's unfair for you to make such type of statements. And for a woman using pregnancy, you are a disgrace. In fact, you are very shameless. You should have shame on yourself that you can actually use pregnancy in politics, because nobody is born, all right? Nobody is born the way they want to be born. Some people are born even out of surrogacy. So you can't use something that is very sacred like pregnancy to describe Mundubile's candidature. So with that, you've actually disrespected him. And I will not allow you today and any other day, anybody who speaks about Mundubile, I counterattack. Every day, I'm available, 24/7. You talk about him, I counterattack every day. You can't even match my influence on social media. So if that's your way of doing your politics, of trying to describe this man as somebody who's maybe important and now he's trying to make somebody pregnant, do you know who Mundubile is? Where have you been? You claim you are in the United States of America. Why don't you travel to Zambia if you are really serious about what is going on, to stand? After all, you have a party which you claim somebody took from you. If people took that political party from you, I now understand. You are very useless, because you don't even understand the politics of Zambia. You don't even understand the dynamics of Zambia. All right? The decision that Mundubile has made is the best decision ever. And not even you can stop that. You are the same people who are trying to influence Sangwa. Then you've dumped Sangwa. You've now gone to Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu ran away from those women from the diaspora. They are not decided. Tomorrow another big fish will turn up. They'll say, yeah, we'll support this person. They dumped Sangwa like that. They started with Sangwa. No, Sangwa is the best candidate. Sangwa is the best candidate. Dumped him and started going to Makebi Zulu. Now because they know that they have no influence, no capacity, no ability, the only thing they can do is go on TikTok, talk about Mundubile. Facebook, talk about Mundubile. To the point of somebody trying to describe that this is like a man saying they can impregnate the neighbor. That's very disrespectful. Because we have women who can't even give birth. We have women who are looking for the fruit of the womb. Don't joke around with that thing that God has given us, that some women cannot even have children. You're very disrespectful. And you call yourself a human rights advocate and you're using pregnancy. And you're a woman. Tomorrow, if somebody stands up there and insults you using your womanhood, what are you going to say? Are you going to like that? So that's very disrespectful. Brian Mundubile has made this decision because given Luwinda, who is your tribesmate, by the way, you're also from the same region. That's why secretly you support HH and then you want to pretend on social media like you support the opposition. We know your games. We know how you play. We know. You guys support each other. And just because this person is not from your region, you are the Zambezi region, you have decided to now start attacking Mundubile because you've said it even on your platforms that you don't want a Bemba. You understand? I'm Namwanga, so I can support anybody. I supported HH who was a Tonga. I have no problems with that. But I don't like his character. That's why I've decided to support somebody who I feel has a great character. So if that's your kind of politics, of coming to discredit Brian Mundubile, using womanhood, I will not support you, honestly. And certainly if I'm a minister of gender in 2026, some of you people, I will sanction you to the United Nations so that they should know that we always talk about women being disrespected in politics, but the same women are using womanhood to disrespect a man. You understand? How dare you talk about him trying to impregnate a neighbor? Do you know the structures that are with Brian Mundubile? Do you even know that Brian Mundubile has 98% of the structures of the Patriotic Front? It's because you're doing politics of Facebook and TikTok where you're talking with irritating voices like you're parrots and pigeons. And then you think you can compete with Brian Mundubile. Brian Mundubile is a machine. You don't joke with that man. Do you know how viral he is? The taxi drivers are talking about him. Council workers are talking about him. Nurses are talking about him. Medical doctors are talking about him. I receive calls from people all over. Who even calls you? Who even calls you? Because they just see you as dunderheads who just do politics of hatred. You call yourself opposition, and then you go on a live stream with Emmanuel Mwamba, and all you do is talk negative about Mundubile. And I thank God so many people told Emmanuel Mwamba off yesterday, including one guy called Amaru, who literally, spoke to me negatively just because I started supporting Brian Mundubile. But now he's seeing the picture. We are looking at the bigger picture here. It's not about you. Just because the candidate that you're trying to support, nobody wants them according to what I know. You now feel you have to be the one to cause influence. I told you that the candidate I will endorse on my platform will be the president of Zambia. You thought I was joking. I did that with Hakainde Hichilema and he became the president. And now I endorse Brian Mundubile. He will be the president of Zambia in 2026. Please, let me block you. I don't have time. I don't have time to be disturbed by anybody. 99% of the PF structures are with Brian Mundubile. So for you to think in your cocoon mind that Mundubile has no structures, you must be joking, mate. Do you think he's been a leader of opposition for a long time for jokes? Just because he doesn't display what he does. All right? Do you know how many funerals that Brian Mundubile has supported? How many people have been in hospital supported? How many people's school fees? Even people insult him. Their children, he's even paying school fees for them. Please, block. I don't have time. I don't have time to babysit anybody. You talk rubbish, I block you. Do you know how many people that Brian Mundubile is paying for their school fees? Do you think because he doesn't come to Facebook to tell you that today I've paid for this one, you think he's not helping anybody? You've seen the by-election that is taking place in Kasama. He's practically sent a whole team there. And then you are in your own bedroom in America. Seated with the snow outside. And you think you can come and challenge people on the ground and start insulting them and disrespecting them together with that person who's in UK. You now want to come and talk about, I want to expose about the 10 million kwacha that ECL gave. Are you sure you want to go down that road? Are you sure you want us to start exposing where Edgar Chagwa Lungu got that money? Be careful. Be very, very careful to talk about a dead man. The family of Edgar Chagwa Lungu is not happy with the way you people are dragging his name on social media. Have you ever seen Brian Mundubile or any of his team talking about ECL, this and that? They simply just campaign and encourage people to vote wisely. Talk about issues. What are the issues that are affecting Zambians today? What are the issues? You wake up today, Brian Mundubile A, Brian Mundubile B. From Brian Mundubile is dining with HH. Now, after all that did not work, after I discredited your fake sources and your lies, now you've started to say there is 10 million kwacha that ECL gave. How dare you? You wake up from your chamber. You talk about how 10 million kwacha Brian Mundubile was given. Now let me tell you guys, let me give you a brief background where that money, how that money started. Okay? How that money was given. Edgar Chagwa Lungu was aware, all right? People are watching football. Edgar Chagwa Lungu was aware, all right, that the MPs would be petitioned after they lost the elections. So he called them for a meeting. And when they had a meeting, he told them to say, you guys are just new MPs. You don't have the money. So the best thing I can do is I'll help you. Kuti lawyers. That is how he removed 10,000 kwacha, all right? Now, when that 10,000, I'm still in the old currency, 10,000 old currency, 10 million kwacha, that money was to facilitate for not just MPs, councillors, everybody to pay for legal fees because UPND petitioned a lot of their seats. All right? And if Edgar Lungu did not help out with that money, which came from somewhere, and I'm not here to disclose where that money came from, but I know where that money came from. But if you want us to start exposing where things came from, it's unfair on a dead man who cannot defend himself. You want to act as if you have information. Which information do you have? Is that how you've been telling Zambians for all this while? Lying to them as if you have information. And the information always backfires that you are a liar. Pathetic liar. And it's two women acting like witches on media. And someone will tell me, I can't get along with people who have witchcraft mindset. Such type of women, no kukuipa. They can even send kids to say, Uyamu village. Somebody was saying, have you ever met this person? I can't meet any person who is deadly like that, who is very pathetic with a bad heart. I can't do that. Why would I meet such type of a person? I don't have anything to do in this country. I've lived here 22 years of my life. I know people who are exposed. I don't meet people who are illiterate. You are illiterate. You can't even speak proper English. You have to come to Facebook to speak Bemba all the time. Who judges you? We don't have time to judge you because we don't have time for you. But when you speak about Brian Mundubile, come with facts. Don't come on social media to talk about Brian Mundubile when you have no facts. Hey, I'm going to talk about the 10 million kwacha I will expose. What are you going to expose? I mean, it's very simple. The government of Zambia has courts. If you have an issue, file in. Let's take each other to court, mate. Let's see where you're going to take this case. What does say? A dead man is in mortuary, and you want to talk about things that he was giving to the MPs on a public media. And HH is just looking at you to say, look at these foolish people fighting each other, washing dirty linen on social media. You understand? At the end of the day, this is politics. How can Father Bwadia, for example, who used to talk rubbish about HH, today is dining with HH? You look like fools, you people. When Makebi Zulu and Mundubile work together, stop your dirty games. Stop it right now. Mundubile tied 10 million of anybody. He actually added his own funds, 7 million kwacha from his pocket, to help the MPs and councillors that needed legal fees, and other people who could afford paid for themselves. So don't you dare try to make Mundubile as if he can squander 10 million kwacha. Somebody who's a billionaire. Because you see him simple, you think Mundubile is a billionaire, my friend. He's been a billionaire for decades. Done business for over 25 years. You think because he's not flashy on social media, that you think is what? You think that they are the same. They're not the same level, mate. Talk about properties. Do you see him share? He's got more than 50 properties. Do you see him share? So you better stop this thing. You talk about Mundubile, I come for you. Because what you're doing is defamation of character. Trying to discredit a man who has worked hard, even in his integrity. You started with it. He's not a pure PF. He's from MMD. Yet even Makepi Zulu came from MMD. He was working even with Rupia Banda, Bwezani Banda, even on his cases. So how come you want to come and describe this man as he's not a pure PF? No, the only person, I've even seen a KBF write a statement, the only person who was close to Lungu is this one. KBF is playing mind games and politics as well. Because if he knew that he could win Tonsi Alliance elections, why did he withdraw? So people who are playing dirty-minded politics, trying to show people, this one is loyal. Edgar Chagwa Lungu was the president of all the Zambian people. And he had so many people he used to speak to. And he had relationships with each and every person without discriminating against anybody. That is why you have this one saying, I was anointed. This one saying, I was anointed. That one saying, I was anointed. Yet Edgar Lungu was just encouraging everybody to work. And that's why he came up with the Tonsi Alliance, because he knew that people were going to fight for the throne. They saw how he was a president and he was soft. And he knew that this type of people, when they become presidents, they'll be hard on the people. And the Zambian people will live to regret, and PF name would die like that. That's why he came up with Tonse, for the name of PF to carry on. So you can't come here and try to start putting a post of KBF, who is also frustrated that things did not go as well in the Tonse Alliance. And I was very disappointed with KBF. Because there's no way, you know very well the things that the PF are going through. And for the sake of the legacy, to even see a letter on your wall by KBF, trying to say how PF had expelled you, is it necessary in 2026? Is it really necessary now? Are we now going to be attention-seeking? You should focus on how you can work together to remove Hakainde Ichilema. You cannot remove HH on your own, KBF. Even if you have a political party, you know I support you, you know I love you so much. But when it comes to politics, I'm not going to babysit you. I will tell you the truth. The truth is, you all know that Brian Mundubile is popular at the grassroots, not just with the Patriotic Front structures, but the whole Zambia. Ordinary Zambians like myself who are not PF, we are supporting him. I receive messages all the time from people who are not even part of PF, and they support Mundubile. So when you now try to start going to the media as well to discredit the Tonse, to say A, B, C, D, you are giving HH the exact message he needed. They are not united. Could be opposition. Who can challenge us? There is no opposition. You know very well that through Mao Sampa, the Patriotic Front is in the hands of Chabinga. Chabinga is working with HH. And because of that, PF will never have a convention. I used to tell you, Mr. KBF, from the beginning, to say, if you guys can work together, but then you don't try to work together with people and then go on social media and start fighting with people. That's not the way it should go. And you don't go on social media and start trying to say the only person that ACL had a relationship with is this one. That's not the way it should go. Remember that the person who appointed Brian Mundubile as a chairman of politics in Tonse Alliance was Edgar Lungu. Were we there when they met privately? No. Are you even aware that there are some presidents, before they died, they met with Mundubile? Are you aware? Were you there? Just because people don't expose to you what they do does not mean that you are the only one who has a solution for Zambia. The solution for Zambia here is, we want to remove HH. How do we do it? We work together. You don't start sideline and say, oh, okay, this is the only person that can work with it. Because I know that KBF, you wanted Brian Mundubile to be removed from the rest of Tonse. And the Tonse people told you no. He has been part of the what? Chairman of the elections. Who added him there? It was Edgar Chagwa Lungu. So if Edgar Chagwa Lungu had appointed him at that time, he trusted him. So you can't come from nowhere to say, okay, no, then it should be me and Dan Pool. It doesn't work like that. We even know that another person, I'm not going to mention his name because, he's never been part of Tonse, but he went to Tonse and said, if you want me to join Tonse, and another thing, I should be the one to be the flag bearer. I said, no, it doesn't work like that. So, umuntu ngale sanamu sala. You don't come and start trying to cause confusion and lying to people, all right? So stop using social media to lie. You can tell people what you want to say, but don't come to social media to lie. And when you start lying, KBF, to people, you start saying what you're saying on social media, it reminds me of what people have said about you. I'm beginning to see it, say, okay, this is what people meant about this person. So it's true. This person can betray you. Bombe ni pamo. Work together. Don't allow abalemiewe tuntumatwi uyabaso bomba no. So those women in the diaspora, I'm giving you a last warning. Otherwise, you're not going to like the way Zambians will even stop following you. Because what you are doing is very, very bad. You can't come on social media and start lying about the 10 million kwacha. I'm going to expose how ECL, a dead man that cannot defend himself. You want to expose on social media how this dead man gave them money. You didn't mention Mundubile, but we all know you're talking about Mundubile. You're not going to do that. You're not going to discredit a man who actually uses his own resources to campaign for by-elections, who's been helping as much as he can. He doesn't come to you to beg for bread. He doesn't come to social media to fundraise from anybody. He doesn't come to any of you in the diaspora to pay $100. He rather helps a lot of people and communities without being a loud mouth. That's the difference. So if you can be talking negatively about him all the time, looking for loopholes, today you say this, tomorrow you say this, and people will be clapping, yeah, she has an expose. You have nothing to expose. Brian Mundubile is clean as a bird. That's the reason why even HH has never arrested him. And some of you people will be angry because you are expecting that Hakainde Hichilema is going to arrest this man. For what? Oh no, Kwelwama Roads. We are now in what? January 2026. When are you going to arrest him? Oh no, Narisho last time Kambwili tried to do that. What has happened? He's humbled himself. He's in Kasama right now. He just went to see the chief who lost the wife. Okay? Slowly, people are coming together. So you, as you are going loudmouth in Mobile diaspora, you'll be the ones who will start fighting the unity now. She mentioned Brian Mundubile. Oh, I don't follow her. I just saw it on WhatsApp. I don't have time for such pages. I blocked those two women. I just see it on WhatsApp group. I blocked them. I don't follow people who don't educate me in any way. I don't follow people who don't build my life. Because if you are women who even pray, women should even be prayerful. If you even pray, you would even have a soft spot for these people who are trying in their capacity. You campaign for your candidate and you also leave this guy on his own in his own corner. He lost his mother-in-law. Both of you like witches. You didn't even wish him condolences. Very wicked women. You are very wicked. Makebe Zulu was in an accident. Did you see me celebrate? Hey, I'm showing. I came and I said, oh, no. We plead the blood of Jesus. Is he my candidate? No. But I still prayed for him on my page. I offered him prayer. That is what you do if you are so-called politicians. But your type of wickedness, even saying, even if he is picked, I can never work with him. You too, even influence Makebe Zulu to put a candidate Kuchawama. How far with your candidate? How many zeros did he get? The guy who stood NCP Chawama, Muhammad Mutete, was placed there by Makebe Zulu because they are eyeing NCP party. To win 2026 elections, whether you like it or not, you need Brian Mundubile. Period. That's the way it is. Na filanga no kuiranga. But anyway, opposition is good because it helps us understand that this is God at work. All right? And even whilst we are speaking right now, it has been reported, I also shared a video on my page that some UPND cadres in Kasama have gone with Infuti, Amanaifi, Amapanga, Ukusta attack PF leaders, Abalesta campaign. And then in Namashotsi, Bachesho Kudishe Infuti coincidence, Kuacha threatening to sort out a brand Mundubile Ingababa Sanga. So all these things, for you who say, no, Brian Mundubile works with UPND, why? But therefore, Kubasanga about Brian Mundubile. You understand? So at the end of the day, instead of you campaign, you've never even campaigned for Kasama because you've seen that Mundubile's team, they've been campaigning, Kampiongo, oh my God, amazing. Like I said, Francis Kapianga, some of you, I don't know the names properly, I'm still learning, all right? But I really appreciate the efforts that you are making in Kasama. You've left your families, in Lusaka, and whatever constituencies where you're coming from, and you are busy campaigning, sacrificing what you can to be there. And after this by-election, we have Serenje by-election as well, which even Maluminda failed to field in a candidate. It's the FDD Tonse Alliance that have fielded in a candidate. We have a by-election next month in February. So that will be the next campaign. But what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say this strategy of trying to discredit Brian Mundubile in the name of you know politics than us who've been campaigning in Zambia. I was in Zambia campaigning all the time. So I understand how the politics work. You have never even been to any polling station to vote. I was there to vote for HH in 2021. Even in 2026, I'll sneak in the country and vote. You won't even know that I'm there. PF owned by UPND, stop holding on to PF, which is owned by UPND. Exactly, Abdul. Exactly. What are you holding on to? And that brings me to this video that I shared from Amaru. I was very, very impressed. So yesterday on Emmanuel Mwamba TV Live, Amaru just stated it plainly and clearly to say, look, we don't have the party. What are we doing? If Brian Mundubile manages to scoop Tonse, let's support him. I want you guys to listen to this.
Where you're calling us from?
Honorable Emmanuel Mwamba.
Sorry. My screen is a bit not clear. Sorry.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
Honorable Emmanuel Mwamba.
Nachoba Mbwanji.
Bueno. So my contribution this evening, Honorable Emmanuel Mwamba, nani nzakonkamo pamena kamba Emmanuel Jeje Banda. Reconciliation ifunika na unity ifunika pali ma leaders wamene wanasara mulishio ya PF, because we are not going to say that there is PF, there is no PF. Automatically PF wanapoka limanja mashavinga. That's why kaili ipeskati loko our leaders venangu banka maningi na power loko bagive nwinda wanga kambi swanga wamverere chikanga choto abweleke pa meso pa bagive nwinda na kuauza njebele. There is no PF. No wonder nishita hivi because nisunga ma structures ya PF kumbali kwinangu. Let me say like that. So chimchama nipempache unity aba bantu bafunika kubwera pamozi bonse bamene bananipia ma 200,000 kwacha baja bamene banayimilira ba presidential candidate. Kwambira imwe, even though you are not in Zambia here, by Emmanuel Mwamba, munaroi kuluma ninga mene mfunika kuplenga, because now munalipia 200,000 kwacha ya participation fee. So our ones, our leaders by Emmanuel Mwamba, we don't have to beat down the bush. They are all stubborn. Kwambira kuli wa honorable given Luvinda. Wanankani wachita uchirufia. Honorable Greyford Monde, Makebizuru, Blani Mundubile, Mao Sampa, Mutoto Kafuaya, our ones are want to stubborn. Because in time that I want to go to Mazambia and I na PF, offer PF Ibere Pamos, I want to Emmanuel Mwamba. If I'm number to Dara, even down to some point because you've been calling for unity. Ever since you started broadcasting. Muma don't think unity, often go Bra Pamoza, Panyavundo Emozi. So to Anabena Rita Omozi, Wamena Kwanza Kutenga Mazambia, Wajumpisa, Kuni problem, but you once che palipena muntu amene ngagamba uyu ankalako soft uyu ankalako soft uyu ankalako soft pali problem ikulu maningi wa Emmanuel Mwamba pali abantu malidazi watu wa PF sapite na kumbali wa Emmanuel Mwamba aliyense afuna kunkala president wa PF aliyense afuna kunkala president wa Mozambique but president amankala che umozi abantu asemewenzeli serious na nkali ya unity kugwiza na Emmanuel Mwamba abantu asemewala bwera kudala If once when it come back, if once aseme vinapita kutapa, once wali stable, kulipa mtu wana kwanza kuziserusa utabwele ko pants. Asiyako mzake akwe, but once was kwezeka. So unity muli PF at the moment where Emmanuel Mwamba, I'm not going to lie to you or to lie to the Zambian people.
It will never happen.
Ikalipatari kupwela.
It will never happen.
February amene bwela wa ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba. Since chitika event wane vichitika. So a brand Mundubile vana chita again kusunga ma structures ya PF at the other end. Viche bwino maningi. Vantwana mwanavona tsigiri bwino bapanga mapara structures, but there is no PF at the moment. PF ilikuli uja kambuma karoba chavinga. Ndiye kana sunga PF. Ndiye kana eta msokonezo onse. So brand Mundubile wampasa che support wanzake waende che wankale pasi wakambisane na heavy. So at 2026 wakaenda facing na HH mu ballot box using a FDD. At the moment there is no PF, no wonder the relation in PF ya kwela. Wagiven winda kwanga kambe branch kulipa mena anga mvele, because everyone in PF knows that there is no PF. PF ya zona ilikuli chawinga na wamene wamsebenzesa ndio wamene wanasunga mapapers ya PF ndio kuli PF ya zona. No wonder the relation ya kula. No kwa given winda wanga kambi palibe chamene chinga chitike. Why palibe chamene chinga chitike? Because there is no PF. But given winda wipi wamene wanga wipi sisi wenza. So in advice ya mwenye wapa sawansi leaders wa MPF was chepesi wabwile pamozi na kugwilizana na kupanga mfundo emozi wasangeche leader wamenaza sangiwa ni umozi. Ndawa hivyo mwenye uona hivyo ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba kama August 2026 ya mwenye yotilimo mzaka ona makeda zaimi ya papati inangu Given with the Zambia papati pinangu, Brand Mundubile Zambia papati pinangu, Dryford Monda Zanda ime papati pinangu. Was in the information I'm a party Zanda by me. I cannot mention them here. But if you can allow me, I can mention them here so that I don't expose my political party Zanda by me. Otherwise, it's also a secret at the moment. Next time after Yamene February, Wagamatu was a visa and that's Zakamba. Zaban Kakuzen, Pamina Pamidia, my political parties Yamene. Baada kuimili hapo wonsa. Unaenda mwana tu wonsa wankamangi step on so after kuzibweza pass. Just because I'm a political party at the moment. I mean yana washita kugala indoors. Thank you so much. This is what I just wanted to say.
Okay, so that's Amaru sharing to say at least Mundubile has gone Kwamenaenda. He's holding the structures. Let's go with him. And that none of them will drop their ego to say, I'll support this one. I'll support that one. Everybody wants to be president, which is why I said Makebi Zulu wants to stand on NCP. While Given Luwinda is at the moment negotiating with the SP Socialist Party. Grefford Monde, I don't know which party, whether it's PPZ, UPSZ, I don't even know which party wants to negotiate. Maybe it's with John Sangwa, I don't know which party. All of them, they want to stand. But when we look at popularity of the grassroots, who is more popular? It's Brian Mundubile, you know. Brian Mundubile is the one who's very, very popular. Is very, very popular than anybody else. Somebody saying, I thought the so-called chair was sensible, but I have just realized she has shown her true colors on how she hates Mundubile. But nevertheless, on the matter on how she will fabricate lies on him, the truth is that Brian Mundubile is the one we, the majority, want. So no matter how many lies you can fabricate, no matter what, okay, it will never ever work on us. I also want to share a bit more audios as well. It's important so that you know what's going on. So this is another person who says the truth is ECL instructed the MPs to support Brian Mundubile for president. Listen to the audio. And that's what all the MPs say, including JJ Banda. They will tell you that even when Isia was moving around, he was moving around with the independent MPs like JJ Banda. So then you find someone, you are there in America drinking tea in snow. You want to start coming to give instructions to say Mundubile is not a bright person. It means you are working with HH.
Bakalamba kuilia si lia tonse. Edo na yalang kula popante milando na ifura. I'll take you back a little bit. My boss, elo efindelanda kutibambika pa record. Icha kubalila pofie.
I believe it's Francis Kapianga.
Umweo wabuna utushite mchiwote. Eba imishe ba Mundubile. Ukwebati ba Mundubile. Bachiterani for Patriotic Front Presidents. Ine panolesa alimpalilo kukwate shuko. Pagwa na waiche wandi. Ukute mui kwa kuliwa boss. babosi balitwitire n'okutupera instruction mwe bana bandi support enyuyo esho twatire omufyashinga walanda ifwe teti twikale twayamba okubutawuka na ila instruction.
So the boss in this case is the late Dr. Edgar Lungu. He gave them instructions to support Brian Mundubile. Somebody saying the 10 million, who was the original owner of the money? Is it former ECL or third party? Kindly share. I'm not in the place to share, but all I will tell you is it had to come from somewhere, and I know where it came from. So if this girl truly has evidence that the money was squandered by Mundubile, we can go to court, and then the evidence of where the money came from will be released. And the family is very upset. Believe it or not, they're upset with the way she's going about on media. They're not happy. If you know Taisila Lungu, she's a very private person. Do you see her all over Gaga on media? Do you see her all over? And then you want to be portraying things about her father, who is in the mortuary. It's not fair. When you want to lie against Edgar Lungu. Did Edgar Lungu come to complain to you, diaspora, and to say, I gave this person 10 million, Adidia? Show us evidence of a screenshot that Edgar Lungu complained to you. Even us will bring you receipts of the legal fees we paid. They're very useless. Nonsense.
Ila instruction twaishira ila bakofye ili oba boss abene bachimone cyano kwebati balingira okubwera no kwisalulira bena Zambia. Ba boss babwera mu active politics. Twakonkanya mpokulu enkondo ya ba boss.
Hold on. How did the entire PF officials come to know about this money? The story is very interesting. Darling, in a political party, when you lose an election, you meet with all the officials in a meeting, you sit with them. We have lost. This is what we need to do. Here's the money. There is proof of payments to lawyers. Lawyers in Zambia are not cheap, my friend. Go and start a case of even divorce. You tell me how much you spend. Go and start any case, even just to sort out a land issue. They collect 5% of the money that you are selling the land. What more for a political thing where, because you remember that lawyers are paid per hour, per day, per what? That lawyer has to put aside everything. And then now they have to focus on your case. So each and every case, they have to find lawyers, the wages to compile those cases, the files. They have to go to the constituency to find out how the elections were done. ECZ, you think it's free and cheap? It's not cheap. It's not cheap. So nobody should come here and try to make us look as if somebody can eat 10 million kwacha. If Mao Sampa can be sued, bail, they tell him to pay 1 million kwacha and he's alone. Imagine 200 MPs. Imagine 200 councillors, MPs mixed all over. Imagine how much you spend per person. We're talking about 100,000 per person. 200,000 per person. It's not cheap. So if you want to come and start talking about issues, come with your facts. That's why some of us went to school. We didn't go to school for someone to cheat us with cheap propaganda on social media with their Bemba speaking platforms.
A lot of these senior PF members were against Nauka. Ivukisheni meeting to akwete mu 2024 kunganda kuli bakalimi. Mumenso ya members of parliament na members of central committee abengi babosi batile. Icho mpangire chichintu kutira mukwata apa kwikala. PF ibasenda okutira muri Mao Sampa tabaka tupe. Elio tabaka suminisha oli onse pali baimwe okuya kitale register political party yanyu. Nomba ndeo mfokwe bati mwebengi mule ilishanya. Ba boss bali dandeno kulando kwe bati in fact nga chako kuti chasuminishwa na ine wine pano limbi kwali bafe na mapingi yako bati kuti banchitana clear. Remember that meeting kulia kwa chuko mwali ndei ukisha.
Yes,
Kumanda kuli bakalimi kusukuba rest.
Well,
Yes. Yes.
You know, Honorable Kalimi came from.
So you see, he confirms, Emmanuel Mwamba, that he was there in the meeting. So which means even the 10 million issue, he knows. These are the same people like Emmanuel Mwamba Who will go and start telling them, why not 10 million over Papa paid? Katushiko yaya. Imo muicheme bonsemo. Muicheme, I'm telling you. Because even me, I can start a case against all of you. And UPND will accept it. Remember that UPND doesn't even like all of you. So behave yourselves. If you are in opposition, stop bringing your dirty linen on social media. The person who get that money is even dead. And how he got the money, I am aware. And I know the source of that money. If you want us to start going that way, to disrespect the dead man, stop it. Stop it. Because now, UPND will even investigate through SCC to find out who was the owner of this. This is where the money came from. You better behave yourselves. Kutumpoko. Chiberesh. Atase. Umuntu ali mumachari. Mulelande fintu fialala. I will go and tell people how the 10 million, where is the 10? If Makebi Zulu was in parliament, he would have maybe been part of the legal people. But you are not a parliamentarian. How would you know what is happening in parliament? You did not win in Marambo. Is it my fault or anyone's fault? The people of Marambo did not choose you. So why should they come and give you the money and say, yes, 10 million? Is it because the 10 million did not come to your legal firm? Or, I don't know. Again, do you want us, Chair, to talk about the $20 million which is alleged was given to Makebi Zulu that has never reached the family? You want us to talk about that? You stop it. Because there's $20 million that PF are talking about on blogs everywhere. They're talking about it. Where is the $20 million that was given by a head of state of an African country, allegedly to Makebi Zulu? If he's never received that money, he should tell us, show us his bank statement on Facebook. If he's clean, let him print his statement to him on a bank statement in Pia. You want to start like this? We also want the $20 million. Where is it? Because the family has never received the $20 million. As far as I'm aware, the widow of Madam Esther Lungu has never seen the $20 million, which was given by a head of state to their lawyer. It is alleged. But if this is true, show us your bank statement as well. Since you want us to be, I did this, she did this, he did this. We are asking for Makebi Zulu, please, to tell us all the money that he received from anybody, a head of state or anyone, because they were giving him the money. And where is the money? Has the family received it? We need an account of that money. If you remember, UPND even started saying that they are trying to bring in cash from South Africa. Where did these things come from? Mweka, mule yamba. Muliba mulomo, get out. Block. Muliba mulomo mweka. Mweka mule yamba. Do you see UPND come on Facebook? Ujanachtage. They are quiet on money matters. But then you have a mind quiet. Look, have you seen UPND coming to Facebook? Uyana mind. Have you seen? They are quiet. They're just eating, buying cars and posting. Go and see Aliko Mendy, how he's enjoying his life. Have you seen anyone posting? Aliko Mendy, have you ever seen UPND post? But if it was you, PF people, you would have been posting Aliko Mendy every day. Nobody even posts Aliko Mendy from the UPND part. But if it was you, PF, the way you're behaving, Ngamwalimu post on Facebook every day. Too much jealousy. I'm now suspecting Basata. His death is very suspicious. It's very, very suspicious. We need to do an inquiry.
From prison, and one of the meetings we had was there. Yonde Bushayama.
Inquiry. So number. Muku ya kwanshita bali ama senior PF members, some senior PF members, tabali kirukulwa inkondo ya muuka. Mpaka kwa isabo kwe batika tupange tonse. Kwa boku panga tonse. Efyo kwa boku la efyo fine mu tonse fyongo, mu PF fyongo. Bakalamba. Ile lo kwa shala 4 months. Ukuya kunomination, nominations. I am a councillors, members of parliament, na president wine. If I want to say panota to go chipani, Katukwete PF yalia, ichipani balistisha tulomba fyefipani. Conference yoine takwaba kutira tuye conference 4 years. I mean 5 years yapo nomba.
5 years yapo.
Bakalamba. Iyo batonse ba Mundubile is just.
Okay. Look at this is a member of parliament. This is Francis Kapyanga, who's even said the opposition under Mundubile will win. Says Francis Kapyanga. He said it on News Diggers. Why are you people trying to fight something that is progressive? Bullish. Bullish. You are coming on social media to expose. I'll expose A, B, C. You do this person, Bill 7. Do you see the MPs voted? You go to Zambia now. If you even stay outside. Ethel landed on airport. Slaps. We have family work at the airport. Shari mapi yesho bamutobele pa airport. If I'm sending a straight to Chimbokai. And you dare try to talk down on people who are fighting hard on the ground of Zambia. Mwadi Tumpasan. These people are fighting under the ruthless Akainde Chilima. Right now, Kasama, now I've shared a video on my page. You can see it. A guy was filming. And you are talking from your comfort of your bedroom in Manchester. You are also talking from your comfort of your bedroom in America. And you want to discredit these people who are working hard. Emmanuel Mwamba, if you call yourself as a PF diehard, go to Zambia and Otukumwane if you are able to fight these people. You are very ungrateful, I'm telling you. Very, very ungrateful. And your ungratefulness, you will go to jail, most of you people. If Akainde Chilema wins, you will not survive it. I've seen people when Zambia used to lose football. Bari Becha, whatever. Those days. When Zambia Airways was liquidated, people died of stroke, heart attacks. You two women, you in America, you in Manchester. Beverly, I told Makepe Zulu, this woman will make your life in a danger. I told him. She'll put your life in danger. Mule sala na bantu aba kubomba nabo. Not to Mundubile wata fepa social media. Abu kalero Mundubile alicheba na church. I'm very sure wachwa kukabwe. If Mundubile takes it serious, he can sue you here in UK. I can file for him. I'm in London, you're in Manchester. And we can do it. It's very easy. If it's very easy, I can represent him here in the UK. So if you want us to go that route, we can do it. We have a young lady, lost a woman who was being bullied by people on social media. People thought it can never happen. She went to the police to register a complaint. You cannot be discrediting somebody who is using his own resources to work so hard to put PF together. You don't know the battles this man has faced. How much, Beverly, and you, Pumi, have you ever sent Kufidi Roko Zambia? How much have you ever sent when people are struggling? But if I came to my hospital, how many? Show us your records. But you are busy on social media. Emmanuel Mwamba, even when you are an ambassador, so you don't give money. Emmanuel Mwamba, I've never heard you even offer $5. You are always a receiver. Even where you are in America, you are receiving money from people in the diaspora. I've never heard you that you are giving this one A, B, C, D. You are always a receiver. So how dare you use social media to discredit somebody who is working hard? You are very ungrateful. And if you continue like this, my wish is that Tafsila Lungu interjects immediately to stop this and to write an article for people to stop using her father in their useless battles. You want to fight Mundubile? I know you took 10 million from ECO. Stop it. If I were Tafsila, I'll put an injunction on such useless people. Mention their names so that they should never use your father's name. What they are doing is very bad. They are more than evil. And then when we tell you off, you start insulting us. What are you doing? Except dividing people. Makepe Zulu, put a candidate. Kuchawama. If it was Mundubile, ngatatwa lele no kulala pa social media. Mundubile na biko muntu. Mundubile na biko muntu. Makepe Zulu fielded in a candidate. Beverly, you even failed to congratulate Nundwe that won. You failed. Why did you fail? Because you knew that you put in a candidate. Politics is not a child's play or game. Or because you're sitting in one place in Manchester. You are I'm here, I'm chair, I'm what? Me, I used to campaign in PF. I used to go. Na afkana pa airport, I'm Lilian Mutambo. Wadinda batiwa watu vuta. Bena kampion wanishma minister. Boma Lusambo. I never feared anybody. I was there when Kandolunga were battling each other there. Kumunari. You two women, where have you ever gone? Show me where you campaigned. Show me who you've ever supported. And you dare come and be condemning people who are working up in Kasama. I'm here for you. I'm telling you. You talk about Mundubile, I attack you. You talk about Mundubile, I come for you. You say anything, I counter. Because namu chilamo, namu kwate chibere ichanunka, ichibi. Chibere chibi cha buloshu. Over 40 Patriotic Front members have endorsed Brian Mundubile, who endorsed Brian Mundubile, have successfully congratulated him for the nomination for position of chairperson of the Tonse Alliance. He remains a PF, and for those of you, he works with HH. He's a UPND project. They were together. You went to collect a picture they took when they first started. When HH started, he was good. We thought he was normal. He was a good person. Until now, he visited Kagame. You have to start poking your people. At first, he didn't even know how to handle it. No, people even understanding him when he was making mistakes. Minister of Information, if okay, so this article says, Edgar Lungu handpicked Brian Mundubile to run for PS presidency. Who is Brian Mundubile? When Edgar Lungu lost in 2021 elections, he decided to retire, obviously, and from active politics. But then he had no one in mind to become president of the Patriotic Front. And to prepare for 2026 elections, President Edgar Lungu landed on Honorable Brian Mundubile and encouraged many party members to work with him. Those with presidential ambitions started fighting Mundubile. That's what I know. They started fighting him, making false allegations like what Chair and Bumi are doing on their platforms. At your age, you are fighting someone, you're in US, you're in UK. You're fighting people who are in Africa, who are trying to help Zambians. You are fighting. Tomorrow, HH wins. You say, you see, I told you, he was working with HH. But it's you who's fighting him every day. Ulabeja. We will not allow you to put Brian Mundubile down. I am here. I am here. And it's me people listen to. All the celebrities are sending me messages. Celebrities. You. Which celebrity sends you message? Both of you. Including Emmanuel Mamba, 3 of you. Trio. Who sends you? Which celebrity sends? Me, I have messages from celebrities. Big celebrities in Zambia. Telling me, we are very proud of you. Continue what you're doing. Celebrities. So if you think you come from your bush somewhere, Wanina Kofi and Ndeke from I don't know which village, Waisaku UK, you now want to come and be discrediting somebody who's more educated than you, more learned than you. More learned than you. You now want to think because you can come and use Facebook, Moasha Mafoni, Mwamba Kubwata, this, Mundubile, Achwana HH. In this world of social media, Ngatatoa Manako picture. In this world of social media, I remember very well Boma Lusambo. When this, what's his name again? This musician, B-Flow, was saying, no, I don't want to associate myself with the government, blah, blah, blah. Then Masam Trikawa Boma. If you remember that instance very well, guys. He went to State House, Kapia picture. Put it on social media. By the time I moved State House, phone. By the time he was coming out of State House, qualify, I didn't know. I was just caught unaware. You are playing with this system. If the system has your picture or CCTV footage, my friend, Gabari poster kale of Mundubile even eating pie in HH's house. You want to come and lie to us about man HH fun. When Mouse Sampa church pani, apela chabinga, lelo mrefu mleba pisho Mundubile kaele. If a cheat. Gone are the days. We are now in an election year. I'm not here to joke. I've dedicated my page for that. And we'll be doing live streams to talk Mundubile every day. Mundubile. Oh yeah. Ngaole fire. Akudira. And us, we are not saying we are against Makebi Zulu. We're saying Makebi Zulu, join the train if you want. Tukakupeleka kwa Attorney General. Ngaole for kumfila baraba na mayo. You lose lamentably like you lost in Malambo. And it will be an embarrassment for your career. You lost MP in 2021. You lose presidential in 2026. People say, oh, you're a joker. So work with people who are winning. We are the winning team. Team BAM8, Uncle B, Brian Mundubile, Forever Kosa. Now, and we are Tatua Kosa Fie, no Kosa Fie Kulanda, but we are Kosa Nama Pepo. Midnight to the Bashatata. Inguluna Chiramo. Mo Chiramo, Modesum Kasan. So, Madam Lily, you really don't know what is behind the whole story. Piss off. Get out. Block. My president, don't play. Allah. You want to come here to be talking about Bill 7. Bill 7, when Chabinga now voted, want Bill 7. You want to blame it on Mundubile? Get out. Equari. Ni MP, ni leader of opposition. Leader of opposition is Chabinga. Who made him leader of opposition? Mao Sampa. Mao Sampa, who is he? The SG of the Patriotic Front, which is with Luwinda. Blame them. Remove Mundubile from your mouth. And when Mundubile become president, most of you people, you will eat humble pie. You will eat a humble pie. At Ndea ku Zambia, Makebi akabe presidenti, nkairo ku inauguration. Which is Zambia? Which is Zambia will Makebi be president in 2026? Ifo muibepa. And from what I know, HH will not even allow him to file in. He will not allow him to file in. So you'll be lucky. Thank you so much. Luxon says I love you. Thank you. So guys, so that's how Edgar Lungu chose Brian Mundubile in 2026 elections. And then people started fighting him and making false allegations like those two mamas. But they learned that their schemes had failed. Okay, the schemes had failed. And that's how Isio started pushing for his own political career, by coming back to active politics, of which, for me, I remember saying, why is Isio coming back to politics? I was enjoying his farm videos, but some people persuaded him to come back to politics, and he hasn't even lasted long. He's no more. Politics, when you're not feeling well, and you're in opposition of Haka in the Ichlema, it's not good. May his soul rest in peace. But he died for Zambia. All right. Who is Brian Mundubile and why did President Edgar Lungu trust him? So in Mama continues with the video as we are wondering. Yeah, people are even wondering what is going on. I'll be educating you. Don't worry. They talk, I talk. They talk. Now me have mouth past them. Now me have mouth past them. In 2015, Honorable Brian Mundubile was the chairperson of the Energy Regulation Board. He shared that in his CV. Responsible for determining fuel prices in the country, President Edgar Chagwa phoned Mundubile and encouraged him to stand as MP, and voices were loud at the constituencies, and he was the preferred candidate. In 2019, President Edgar Lungu appointed Brian Mundubile as government chief whip, where he maintained party discipline, ensured the quorum, and managed the legislative business of the ruling party in the National Assembly. Again, when PF lost elections in 2021, President Edgar Lungu appointed Mundubile as a leader of opposition. Look at all these appointments that somebody is being given. And then you want to sit in your bedrooms in the diaspora to be mocking Mundubile. You are jokers. Somebody who is, if my 82-year-old grandmother in Nakonde knows Mundubile, I was shocked when she was telling me. I said, hey, Mbuya, Mwari mwisho wa mundu, watu waishiwe ule imini na Mundubile. My grandma. Na mwanga. Uko kumushi. Near Tanzania border. Then you, Chokwade, in your bedrooms, in your diaspora, you want to come and be talking on the affairs of people in Zambia. At you are a champion, you are what? Voice of voice. Which voice of voiceless when you are just scattering things and working in line with the UPNT plan to scatter these guys? Okay, so according to this article, when he was appointed and he was made a leader of opposition until he was systematically removed by those in authority due to his strong criticism of the government. And if you see all his videos, Mundubile bakalipira ba UPND, every time as the leader of opposition, using mouse sampa chabinga ba mutamfya. Then he's the one who should be responsible for Bill 7. Get out! Responsible for Bill 7 after much tefya bupoba. Now mkwata sana chiwele shkuri Mundubile. Mundubile is not your mate. Do you know how respected that man is? If people were even in UPND, they respect him. People were even, they're saying, Abashalaba. They are scared of the rest of the people because body shot, you're coming to revenge and do all those mingalato of making sure that people go to jail, no could lie ipaya. Doubt. Alright, so Mr. Mundubile has offered himself to run as a Republican president to liberate Zambians from the many hardships they are facing daily. And this is as a result of the loud voice calling. Now, what are his qualifications? You are talking. Mundubile, kwatu muntu alisemuka. Mundubile, ina makebi, Tekanya. You see us, we have degree and masters in UK and diploma on top and CCCA certificates. You think it's a joke? You want to go, Makebi mule sala wantu wakumishita support. You have noise makers, non-entities supporting you. Mwansala kwa wantu wasambidira who've worked in the UK university, won full scholarship, gone to the House of Lords like myself, received 100% scholarship from the University of Winchester, 50% scholarship at the University of Ulster, masters, human rights law, gender conflict, degree, social work, diploma, psychology, social work, you name it, communication, what? Mwaya sanafi bambi fibalemi pangira fechongo pa Facebook. Even if you were to attract, look Makebi, even if you were to attract celebrities, how do you think they can follow you with such type of people surrounding you? Why do you think celebrities are calling me? Because they know that I'm well exposed. All right. So Mundubile's qualifications, of course, they're even on the parliamentary website if you check him out. He's a chartered accountant, lawyer, Supreme Court, legislative, LLM, BLM, BCC. What? And you want to think he can abuse the law of Zambia and wata talk anyhow because he knows how to talk politically correct. You want him to be arrested by HH. Is that how the law works? No, babomba pamu na HH, basangwa pamu. Mwene kwisa. Yeah. But I never sang on a way and me off. All right. So guys, I saw this lovely picture of Akambwili. I was so happy today. You can see Kambwili is doing humble pie. Is there Kuruwa Monta and all these people, they've gone cool, Chief. Very soon you see Mbwili on the stage supporting Mundubile. All right, so then let me also play some few audios. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, first, before I play, I just want you to listen to how Mundubile talks.
Do you believe that Tonse is the vehicle that's going to lead us into development as a country, especially when we're looking at the many questions that we have?
I want to put it the other way.
Around education, around infrastructure development and all these things. Do you think Tonse is the answer to development?
I truly believe that Tonse will be that answer that the Zambian people have been waiting for. If I get the chairmanship of Tonse, I'll be able to put together great minds. I've already looked through the people that are in Tonse under different political parties. We'll be able to bring about different skills, put them together to deliver the development that Zambian people are looking for. When you look at where we've been, maybe the past couple of years, our developmental agenda has not been structured in that it's not based on anything. You may wonder what I'm talking about. Development is supposed to be structured. Development should be based on some developmental plan. Up to 2021, development was based on the 7th National Development Plan. The successor plan to that was the 8th National Development Plan. You will agree with me that I don't think you've heard from any minister today referring or having recourse to the 8th National Development Plan. So the development has been haphazard. I believe that through Tonse, putting the great minds together and giving proper direction, proper leadership, we will be able to deliver the much needed development to this country.
Brian Mundubile. Hey! Tamasha! Did you listen to what he just said? He's already looked through all the great minds in Tonse. More than 18 political parties. They meet, they sit. Udia. That's what we need. A united opposition. Not you sitting somewhere in your bedroom, trying to mock somebody who is perusing through who has the qualifications and to govern Zambia. You think to collect HH Pachpuna is a joke? You haven't seen the way his ministers are misbehaving, disrespecting people? You want us to continue like that because of your selfishness and your talking? Because of you fighting people all the time? That's not nice. Hey, I'll be sharing these videos as snippets, okay? On my platform. Meanwhile, let me play this.
And where you are calling out from?
My name is Bernard. I'm calling you from Zambia, K10.
Bernard, make your contributions.
Mr. EMB, I would like to contribute on Mr. Brian Mundubile's nomination for Tonse. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Proceed.
Yes, I feel it's a good move because right now the PF, I feel that the papers of which you are aware that Mr. Chavinga, I feel he's delaying the process of trying to elect the next person to take over His Excellency, Mr. Edgar Lungu. Can you hear me? Yes, so I feel that the fact that he applying for Tonse Alliance is a good move because right now, amongst all the members, amongst the PF leaders that are competing to be presidential candidates, I feel Mr. Brian Mundubile is the best person to be the president because the fact that Mr. Chavinga is holding on to those papers and delaying the fact that they can have that conference to make the election on who should be the president, it is a good move that he is going to Tonse, which was actually formed by Edgar Lungu. And I feel he is going to win because he has the presidential features that can really take over the Tonse Alliance. And eventually, August 12, we will vote. We will give him our vote, and we will change our government. Because not chula sana.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
If it's a positive comment like this, thank you. Emmanuel Mwamba doesn't even want to listen to you talking. Thank you. Fast, thank you.
These are the problems. Even me, if I were Mundubile, I would do the same. Because the Shaba Fiashe for Balesta abrogate the constitution or Tabalebon Kama Fundi of Fiaba. So the problem that we have now is delaying the convention and chasing our supporters.
Baba Mundubile.
So we rat Kasana attacking Mundubile. Mundubile is just reacting to what the problem there, problem there which have been created. And we are amplifying our problems or to statements or to parallel structures and so on and so forth. But we are not looking at the biggest problem, failing towards the convention.
Yeah.
And now we have just remaining with few months. One, that was the vehicle we know. Two, that will start doctor members of parliament that issue we know. No matter why last, will you have time to do all those things? So that's why for every background we are suffering, we know what we are passing through. But when you pass social media, some of you don't know what we are passing through. Background. Okay? So if you talk about the structures, we are holding the structures. Okay, but we want a leader. So leadership. That's how a leader should be. And then we're talking about Tonse. So in short, let me say that problem. Okay, I'm sorry to say this. It is a problem for PF for delaying the convention and joining the rest. Now, Tonse bakalangisha incompetence, and that's why a vote of confidence was passed because Tonse balefwaya. We are but we need to hold back because we don't think about local Africa convention and so on. It will be too late. So, my problem there to quit because boss PF have problem, but if Obama problems, so by resolved because the quorum was formed. Whether like but the fact that they attended the meeting, the quorum was formed. And they brought those resolutions where past records are brought to the boss but they solve problem. Once they solve a problem, yeah, leadership.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Okulanda muchakulanda ti uwafya waba PF fwali mso munati chipaliteso epo chaba nomba ito tulanda palitoso tonde ali collective thing yapangana abantu nabantu bali appointed so tirambo uti ati tonse PF tufule twamuna uti balabe ne abayikiri ngabali appointed Why did you vote? So that one I don't send PF needs to learn Fiana. Any chin winda, right came one to Jama meeting. Because our meetings are valid. You should have been there, but if he keeps on dodging those meetings, then his decision that he found. So, that's on them on PF Takwaba was a question, PF Mukavacha. So it's a form of a decision. So then the Mundubile because the consensus was there. So if I learned that, I want to learn that PF says.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. You have listened to what I have to say. Please do not believe in the lies of those women on social media. That's part of their trick. They've even become friends from enemies. They've become friends to remove your mind off Brian Mundubile. But the more they do that, the more they are supporting him. He has reached 110,000 followers on Facebook. And also, guys, remember that we have a registration. We have a BMA network. You get yourself an ID card. You can keep it as a membership so that you know that you're in the database, you're in the system. When he becomes president, who knows? You might receive a message from the president. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I just want to tell you this, that what Mundubile is doing is actually in the right route. Because many people have been calling on him to leave that noise that is going on in PF. And obviously, as a Tonse Alliance member, as a chairperson in Tonse Alliance, political affairs, election affairs, whatever position he has given to him by Edgar Lungu, why should he ignore the call of him becoming the chairperson and then eventually going to the polls as the president of the Tonse Alliance? And at the moment, we're using the FDD party. And also, guys, remember that our brother Peter Yuda is standing in Kasama. Protect the votes. Protect the votes in Kasama. We need to win big in Kasama. From Kasama, we'll be going to Serenge. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. See you in my next video.